one of the things that I love to ask people about is background. I think it's so important because just in terms of how we grew up, our family, our values, our education, it does definitely shape us, our future, and decisions that we make. So tell us more about your background. Tell us more about Reem.
Well, my family moved to England. I must have been about 5 years old. We're from Egypt originally. And I have a little brother. He's a year younger than me. So we arrived in England. My mother didn't speak English. She followed Dad because he got offered a job here. So all quite unexpected. And I grew up essentially feeling a bit like a misfit anyway, because I don't know, I just never really felt like settled. But we had, my parents worked very hard, so they built everything up from scratch, which was great. We were just surrounded by, you know, continual work ethic, really hardworking parents. My mother worked full time as well. And my father, who's more academic, but he was very hardworking, but never really did anything around the house. So my mother did everything else, plus had a job, plus looked after her children, and cooked for us every night. So she was amazing.
And how do you feel that background and those values and those experiences sort of got you on your career journey and sort of helped you along the way?
Well, my father's been the biggest influence. He was quite adamant around going into sciences. So yeah, I didn't really want to do that, but I was very sort of, you know, he was quite controlling in that way. And I was just very good at them.
Why science?
He just had this belief. He's has an engineering background, so he's a big believer in sort of a scientific background. And I was just very good at them. Well, like math, science, and languages were my favourites, to be honest. So somehow, you know, he never thought that I could get any career doing English, for example. You know, it's that Egyptian background where you think everyone has to be a doctor or lawyer or engineer. So anyway, I got into the sciences that way, and so that's one angle, but it's more a sort of a dedication, a determination. I just saw my parents be very dedicated to a goal. They always wanted to make our lives better. They always sort of, you know, put us in even better schools, moved us to better houses, and so it was that sort of dynamic that I think has carried through with me. A scientific background has been great for analysis, solving problems, thinking through things in a different way, never really taking the first answer you see. And then just that dedicated work ethic, I'd say they were the key ingredients that really have brought me to this point, plus just a belief that everything will work out.